It's the Jim and Terry Show. Not quite so fresh. This coffee's stale. I'm feeling my shoulders sagging. Is it our last podcast for the day?
This is the last one, I think it is, and it's going to be the most important one. So everybody, glue to the screen. Is that how it works? No.
I am riveted. I am so riveted to this seat I can't even move.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about something that's near and dear to our hearts because we live in Ontario. We have a premier who has often served as Captain Canada, wearing the great cape of Superman, rallying the provinces to support Carney and rah-rah Canada and boo to elbows up to the Americans because of Trump's tariffs. And now we're at the point where stuff is starting to really get serious for Ontario because we are an automobile, steel and aluminum producing province.
At peace at one time with our southern brothers until
shipping electricity in mass quantities to our northern friends.
Until the great orange one came in and squirted all over us.
I thought you might be going to Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin, so it's almost that season. But I guess you're not. It's the Great Agent Orange, the orange pumpkin in the south of the border.
So what has he done? What has he done?
Okay, we're losing
Trump.
Ontario.
What's Trump done?
Well, he's forcing businesses to make it. You know, he said when Carney was there, we love Canada, but we love making cars, and we love making our cars here. Stellantis apparently has, I'm not going to say bullied, but why not, bullied into making sure that Trump knows that they are relocating, I'm going to say billions of dollars in manufacturing out of Ontario and relocating them into, I'm going to say it's Ohio, but I'm not certain.
Is the federal government going to sue them for the money they gave them?
This is the thing about GM Chrysler. The 2008 crisis was largely an automotive one. It was too big to fail is what they were saying about the big three auto manufacturers. So the federal government and the provincial governments, and here we're talking about Ontario, contributed, incentivized people to stay and keep people gainfully employed in those industries during a fall in the market and a decline in the demand for those products, for cars and trucks. All right, so now we're in a place where Trump wants to build everything in America. Make America great. Build them instead of looking at the synergies and connections and intertwined nature of Canadian manufacturing and American automobile. He wants everything.
He's a jerk, because I'll tell you the nicer way would have been knowing and realizing you have friends around the world. You know, if he wanted to do that, he would have said, listen, it's going to be a long-term process, but prepare yourselves. We're moving manufacturing back to the United States. We're going to give them incentives that you cannot match. So we're going to move them back. Not just we're moving them back now, and you can all just suck a pig unless you become the 51st state. He's a jerk. And so I said
Stellantis.
Can we sue Stellantis?
Yeah, well, that's, I think they are looking at a legal case because there's a lot. I'm not sure it's billions, but it could be that high. And that's gone. I think we being the federal government, provincial government, said that those loans were now not expected to be paid back after the crisis was averted. So forgiveness of loans. Wow. Yeah. Can you sue when you say you forgave them?
No, probably not. And what a dirty, rotten, stinking thing to do. Yeah. And part of the problem is this is, as much as we just say, okay, let's just not buy American vehicles, and I would almost be for that. But the problem is there's thousands and thousands of people working on American vehicles in Canada. Yep. So the only way around it, and if I could do it, I would do it. I would look into it if I was the government. Find a way quickly to take those plants over by Hyundai, Kia, all of those other companies. Take them over as immediately as you can and find a way to ship around the world from Canada and maybe even ship those cheaper cars into the United States. That's the only way I can see getting around it, because we're between a rock and a hard place. And Trump put us there because he couldn't care less about us.
No, in fact, he doesn't care so much that he wants to make us the 51st state.
after he's told us we're nasty, rotten people.
And he called Prime Minister Carney, I think he called him President Carney.
Oh, he's just, what an insult.
Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. What about the plants? I think it's, I'm going to say Brampton. Is that where
it's Brampton, yeah.
Okay, so they're going to be hit. A plant employs a few thousand, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So devastation, if that closes, is there a hope that it won't close, and can they swing it over? The product they're thinking of relocating to Ohio is Jeep, the Jeep line. So is there something else that can
Well,
be?
that's one of the politicians said that's the only thing that's acceptable is they bring another line of vehicle in.
Right, so
manufacture.
no problem if you want to take Jeep out of Canada and manufacture it completely in the United States, especially with a name like Jeep Patriot. I mean, I get it. But is there something else that we can still use Canadian labor, Canadian engineering?
I'm hoping, but you see, the part of the problem is you're dealing with a madman. And so that madman's going to punish you at any time. It would almost be better to just make sure you just comply. And that's where he's at, and he knows it. And that's everybody's bowing the knee, every country, everybody on earth. He is the king of the world
and
right
the
now.
Industries are bowing. Remember the Oval Office where we saw Zuckerberg was there, Amazon, Bezos was there, and who else was there? Facebook
multi-billion, well, obviously Elon.
Yes. They were all there in the White House. So it's a who's who of the oligarchs or oligarchs or whatever you want to call
The
these
world
people.
is going to be retooled, and it's going to be retooled by Donald J. Trump. He's going to go down in history. It's not going to be nice for him because he can't write all the history books in all the world. But
he's going to try.
He don't care. He just wants to be the guy in the world. He wants to be the Hitler of this time. And guess what? He's already achieved it.
If you put a letter S in front of that word Hitler, what do you get?
Sittler?
Okay. Well, I'm just saying there's another ways of editing. You don't have to expunge the name. You can just change a little letter here and there. It's the same.
Are you afraid we're going to get kicked off the thing?
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about the GOP, young Republicans who are all caught on Instagram and Twitter making all kinds of...
Oh, by the way, those young Republicans are 18 to 40 years old.
There you go.
Yeah, little teeny children.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. They were innocent. How old was Big Balls who went in and broke everything?
He was only 20, wasn't he?
There you go. So, yeah, innocent young white male Republicans? I don't think so.
No.
All right, so that's part of the problem here, too.
Don't they remind you of the young Nazis?
Of course they do.
Yeah, exactly. Next, they're going to be parading with red bands on their Trump bands on their arms, going down the streets and punching
Proud Boys
people
will be piling out of those panel vans the way they used to do to those protests with their masks on. Remember, the people who wear masks are not the good guys.
No. You're wearing it because you're doing something wrong.
You're doing something
wrong.
Remember,
it used to be bank robbers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you used to have
the guys doing the hold-up.
Hide your face.
Yeah, hide your face.
Or if you're at a perverted party, you had the masks on.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody could see you.
Halloween's a great time for hiding a whole bunch of stuff. All right, I'm not sure where we were going with this. So it was just Stellantis in Ontario and Rob Ford.
Well, there's a bottle company too that had
Doug Ford.
A bottle company had to move
and
out.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is either, but surely we can.
This is just the latest.
We're going to have to do the same. We're going to have to start manufacturing here. And I encourage everybody, build that Canadian car, if that's what you need. We got 40 million population. No, you're not going to be the billion
dollar.
You're not
going to be the market.
But you might
is.
be that, the civilian car, where we can get by because it's not our fault.
Please don't say we're going to do a
It's not Carney's
Lada.
fault. It's nobody's fault but Trump's. Trump is the blame.
Yes.
He is the fault on all of it.
Yep.
Whether it's over in Europe, whether it's here, whether the war went on in Ukraine long past it had to, that's all Trump.
Well, he was going to solve it in a day.
Yeah, and of course it wouldn't have happened if he was in power.
Yeah.
No, Trump, they got something on you and we know it.
Yeah.
Russia, has something on you.
I was going to say, in your
And I think
discussion
it might
about
be the
Indigenous
elections.
industries and making things in Canada for Canadian market, please don't use the word Lada to talk about the Russian car made in Russia.
Yeah.
And we know how that worked out.
But I mean, with the technology and we have the plants.
Yes.
I mean, if they're going to move out, here's empty plants.
Yeah.
Surely we can retool.
It's an opportunity.
Or go in partnership with...
Retool, not useless tool.
Retool.
Jim and Terry Show signing off. Bye-bye.